Good evening, lovies. So I'm gonna make, so it's snowing here still, and today's the first day of spring, but I'm gonna make some chili. So here I have about a pound of ground beef, 80% ground beef, 20% fat, so it's equal. And in this bowl here I have a teaspoon of crushed pepper, a teaspoon of salt seasoning, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of dry oregano leaves. I have a teaspoon, 2 tablespoons actually, of chili powder. I have a teaspoon of ground paprika, a teaspoon of cumin that I have in here, it's ground cumin, and a teaspoon of salt. I have here diced tomatoes, 1 can, 2 different kinds of beans. I have pinto beans and I have kidney beans, and I have a little bit of sweet peppers. I'm going to come back and show you how I put my chili together. Stay tuned. So now I'm going to just go ahead in a pot that I've heated, and I put like a tablespoon of olive oil in there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in the ground beef, and I'm going to add in my onion, which I forgot to mention, I think, in the other video. It's 1 whole onion cut up, and it's about 2 teaspoons of garlic, fresh garlic, that have been minced. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to cook that for about 8 minutes until the ground beef is totally cooked and the onions are totally translucent. And then after it's cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasoning that I showed you in the last video. So I'm going to come back after the ground beef has been cooked completely. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back. So halfway through the cooking of the meat, I actually added in the sweet peppers. It was red and green sweet peppers. So it's pretty much been cooked, and there's not a lot of fat that has been rendered off of this meat, so it's not oily. Just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead now, I'm going to add in my dry seasonings. And I'm going to stir that around. That pretty color. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in my can of diced tomatoes. And I'm going to let that cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on lower heat, and then I'm going to add in my beans and let that finish cooking for another 15 to 20 minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back again. So the chili has been cooking now about 15 minutes with the diced tomatoes and all the seasonings and the onions and all the stuff that I showed in the previous videos. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my beans. This is the red kidney beans, and I'm going to add in the pinto beans. So it's like a 2-bean chili. I'm going to go ahead and stir that up, and I'm going to turn down the fire, and I'm going to let it to like a medium heat and let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you the finished results. And I'm also baking some cornbread, some homemade cornbread to go with this. Stay tuned for the finished results. So I'm back, and this is it. The chili is finished nice and rich and hearty. And you put it in a bowl, and you cut the cornbread and you eat it. So delicious. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed another tutorial, and I hope you try this recipe. And hope to see you soon when next I do another tutorial. Oh, I'm going to come back and, I don't know if I'm going to do a video, but probably a picture of the cornbread with the honey butter on it. Alright, so stay tuned for plating, maybe. I'm not sure if it'll be a video, might be a picture. But anyway, have a good evening. Enjoy the snow. If you're here in America and on the northeast coast, enjoy the snow. In Jamaica, you're probably enjoying the warmth. Have a nice evening.